Being a scientist is no mean feat. Spending a lifetime studying, analyzing, dissecting and interpreting data is a lot of complex stuff to do, and all the time at that. For thousands of years, the role of scientist has always been part of our communities. Back in the day, long ago, it was the village elders or shamans who held these full-time positions. It must be said that managing to live for long in a hostile territory was a feat, an example to follow for most, and perhaps even a curse for the elders. All warriors gave their lives on the battlefield in the name of the village and were elevated to the rank of hero, while the more fortunate, the elders, were sidelined giving advice and living a peaceful life. Except they are the ones who led people to new horizons, enabling them to live and prosper in environments where it didn't take much to lose an arm. It's thanks to these people that we have scientists today, and they enable us to live peacefully in our homes, watching videos on the internet and eating food to stay alive. But don't these modern day elders deal with threats as they did back then, and on a much larger scale? Back then, the old-timer had to worry about a small village with 100 people at most. The newcomers have the responsibility of millions of people on their shoulders, and that's a lot of problems to listen to and solve at once, especially if you're shy by nature. Today, we're going to talk about the main challenges facing scientists today. If you don't drink, you won't get very far. Have you ever wondered why the villages of yesteryear were practically all located near a stream, river or lake? The reason is simple. You need drinking water to survive, as well as other things of course, but we'll come back to that later. In our vast and beautiful planet, we have different sources of drinking water: lakes, rivers, streams, groundwater and so on. Countries need to secure a certain production of drinking water in order to distribute it to their population all the time for all to shower every day, to drink and prepare food, and so on. If there is no water in the taps, we'd be in deep trouble, literally. Except that we only have one planet with its resources, and these are not distributed equitably, unfortunately. Some countries are unable to produce enough drinking water for their populations, either because of their unfavorable geographical situation or simply because they lack the means to do so. Drinking alone is fine. Drinking and eating are better, especially as one is dependent on the other. In fact, the essential element of all life is water, because without this resource, we can do practically nothing. Farmers need water to irrigate their fields and produce the potatoes that will be turned into fries in our burgers. And without burgers, people will be in a very bad mood, myself included. In any case, food is the second biggest challenge facing scientists, for the simple reason that we have to eat something. Starving is not fun at all. In order to continue shopping in supermarkets or going out in the evening and having a good sandwich afterwards, we need food, vegetables, fruit, plants for animals and everything else. On the whole, our magnificent planet is divided into two parts. The upper part offers a fairly good climate, with plenty of rain in winter and farmland as far as the eye can see. The second part, at the bottom, has a less than ideal climate, with many arid countries where rain is scarce, as are natural water sources. And given that there are 8 billion people on Earth, that's a lot of mouses to feed, even a lot of mouses, according to some people who think that Thanos may have been right in his quest to balance the universe. Whatever the case, securing food for the world population is one of the biggest challenges facing scientists today. Gone are the days when we were carefree, doing anything to have fun, have a good time and have unique experiences just for the fun of it. I'm not talking about your youthful years in college or high school, but the years gone by when climate change was just a myth, claimed by a handful of scientists. Today, it's all very real. Well, it used to be, but we didn't believe in it that much. And we all know that if a phenomenon doesn't affect us directly, then it's not our problem. Humanity's biggest challenge is undoubtedly climate change and global warming. It's a huge problem for the simple reason that we have no spare parts for our Earth, and if it breaks down, it won't be pretty. Humanity needs to think sustainability in order to preserve our rocky ball floating in space. By sustainable, I mean, of course, renewable energies, reducing CO2 emissions, using green means of transport, and all the rest. Scientists know, as to designers and engineers, that it's imperative to live more sustainably to save our planet, and incidentally humans too. Because at the end of the day, we all live on Earth, and we have no other options but to move to a better, more affordable apartment. All fans of doomsday scenarios are ecstatic to know that AI is making great strides forward, and in many areas. Well, in reality, they are much more terrified of what machines can do if left alone, unsupervised, just like a child with a €100 bill in the candy aisle of the supermarket. It has to be said that we have all grown up dreading the appearance of a Terminator from the future, who will set the world on fire under the impetus of Skynet, just for fun. AI is more or less part of our daily lives, technical assistance, chatting, creating applications and images, solving mathematical problems, and so on. Practically everything is done today using some primitive or advanced form of artificial intelligence. We need AIs to help us in every way, from booking a wonderful 5-star all-inclusive vacation on the ship, the dodging calls from your ex to get back together. What's more, a well-trained AI with the necessary resources can prove a formidable weapon for effectively tracking down and eliminating diseases like cancer. AI must evolve, and above all, it must be supervised or risk seeing our civilization overturned and returned purely and simply to square one, in the truest sense of the word. One click of Skynet, poof, nothing in the prehistoric age will resume where it was interrupted long ago, by a visitor who didn't come in peace at all. Thank you for watching this video and see you next week on this very channel.